like to think of vehicles as songs. Get that musicality in your head. This vehicle right here, this is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator. And basically, this is the vehicular equivalent of Muse's Knights of Sidonia come to life. It starts off a little slow when you first see it. You're not sure what you think about the design. It's a little bit alien in a way. And then it builds, and then it grows on you. And then all of a sudden, by that late bridge, you are banging your head back and forth, hand in the air, cheering about how fucking awesome everything is. That's basically what the Jeep Gladiator is all about. This thing is a long time coming, this Wrangler-based pickup. People have wanted one of these for years, so much so that they would turn to the aftermarket to have companies build them, like AEV. Jeep decided, you know what, let's stop leaving money on the table and put one out there ourselves. Thus, the Gladiator is here, and it is really good. My biggest complaints about it are that it's too expensive and I can't afford one. This is a Rubicon that is not even fully loaded and is $56,000, and they're gonna have no trouble selling it. What does that get you on this model? Well, all Jeep Gladiators come with Dana 44 axles. This one has a bit more off-road trickery and skill up its sleeve, and it's also wearing a set of Fox shocks. It has beefy 17-inch wheels and Falcon off-road tires. Of course, I would swap on KO2s and a different wheel and all that good stuff, but that's part of the beauty of owning a Jeep, is modifying it. I always argue that Jeeps are some of the most modified and aftermarket tuned vehicles out there. It's not a sports car, it's the Jeep Wrangler, and it will soon be the Jeep Gladiator. Under the hood, we have a Pentastar 3.6-liter V6 engine. It's only making 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, which is not a ton, and this is not a quick vehicle. There is a 3-liter Eco Diesel on the way, which will make 260 horsepower and somewhere north of 440 pound-feet of torque. That'd probably be a delightful pairing for such a vehicle. However, this one as it sits, once you're in the dirt, is plenty of fun. And then the tall gearing in 3 through 6 lets you hold gears and get up to speed easily enough out on the road. And the ride on the road is great because you have a slightly longer wheelbase over a standard Wrangler or even Wrangler 4-door. Definitely over a 2-door. Now, one area where I expected to fall in love with this Gladiator was with its manual gearbox. And that's not necessarily the case, though it is not the fault of the gearbox, it is the fault of the clutch. This clutch is supremely light, which is probably good in daily driving use once you get used to it. It's taken me the entire week to get used to it, and I don't love it. I really just don't enjoy the clutch in this at all. The gearbox itself is fine, but if this were mine, I probably would have opted for the 8-speed because that ZF 8-speed is a fantastic gearbox. And I mean, it's crazy to say that I would have gone with the auto here, but that's becoming more and more the norm. If you were gonna get this manual, if you really need the 6-speed manual, just be ready to upgrade the clutch to something a bit more heavy duty, a bit more engaging, something with a bit more feel to it, if you could possibly bake that in. It's just you cannot feel what the clutch wants to do. It's light, which again would be good in stop and go traffic and all of that stuff, but you know, I prefer a bit more feel there. The brakes themselves are fine. The suspension is fantastic. The steering is old school Jeep Wrangler, like, you know, if you've driven a JL or JK, well, actually JLs are much nicer riding than JKs. The suspension is tuned properly for both on-road comfort and off-road comfort as well. Jeeps have only gotten better over the years, and the Gladiator now represents a new step, though it is reminded of an old step from the brand. The last Jeep-based truck we got was the Comanche, I think 25 years ago. So it's a nice return to form. This thing looks fantastic. If you're unsure of those looks, based on photos and video, I can tell you that in person, it stands out, it looks good. I've been getting nothing but thumbs up and all kinds of other hoots and hollers and waves and no middle fingers, just happy little hand signs to let everybody, to let me know that everybody appreciates seeing a Gladiator go down the road. People stopping me in coffee shops to ask, is that the new Gladiator, blah, blah, blah. I have a Wrangler, I love it. Do you like it? Should I upgrade? Yeah, Yeah, I like this a lot. All Gladiators come with a 5-foot bed. That's the only size available. If you're gonna wait for the Eco Diesel, just know that that one only comes with the automatic gearbox. So that's not a huge issue for some, though I would honestly have loved to have seen this gearbox paired with that diesel engine so that maybe that low end torque would have eaten up some of that lack of clutch feel and made it a bit more enjoyable on a daily basis. I've been slowly getting used to the clutch. I don't love it. It does have a hill assist though, so even if you can't feel anything when you're stopped at a stoplight, it's not really gonna roll back on you. So there are a few bonuses to work around that light clutch feeling. This one is wearing a soft top and it's super easy to put it into the open position. It looks a little dopey here on the Gladiator though, because it just rests on the top of the rear. It doesn't fold down into the bed like I had assumed it would. Interestingly though, when it is in that position, it's not noisy at all. I expected it to just be like super noisy going down the road, and I even drove it at highway speeds with the top open, and it's remarkably quiet in here once that is open. And then this being a Jeep product, you can take the doors off. They made it really easy to fold the front windshield down, which is just a hilarious nod to the past. But if you're doing that, I mean, there's really no reason to be doing that. Let's be real here. So, you can do it, you can have fun with it, but I took this Gladiator on a local trail the other day and I had the top closed, the rear off, which is how I've been running like that all week, basically, the rear window and the rear sides off, and it's really easy to do, so much easier than old Jeep soft tops. And but I had the windows down and it was a dust factory in here, so I don't know why you would go off-roading with the windshield off as well, unless you just want to do it for those precious YouTube likes and Instagram thumbs up, but that's about it. I'm not gonna bemoan the fact if you're out there wearing goggles and ripping one of these down the road. Good for you, you're a maniac and I love you. I'm gonna leave the window up. The rest of this is modern Jeep comfort. The seats are great, 8.4-inch optional Uconnect screen, looks fantastic. Uconnect has been a class leader for a number of years now. The gauge is easy to read in front of me. I really like the satin red finish treatment in here, which matches the really nice, bright, shiny red paint on the outside. They did a really good job here. They crushed it. They really nailed the Gladiator, and I love it. Again, my biggest gripes is that clutch is kind of lame, which can be solved with an aftermarket clutch or the really good 8-speed unit. And then the price. I can't afford one, and that bums me out. As tested, $56,000 is just an insane amount of money. This is a wildly capable vehicle though, and I would absolutely love to own one of these over a Tacoma, over a Ranger, over a ZR2, all of it. I would take the Gladiator over all of them, and if you are the same, you're going to pay to do so. So, what are you gonna do? Jeep, like I said, Jeep's gonna sell all of them.